If you don't want this, then you don't want this. You know what I mean? I have a big mouth, I have a big nose, I have big eyes, I have big expressions, I have big eyebrows. Everything about me is kind of big. I don't have a college education. I know you don't either.
Nobody was asking what my education was.
I don't actually have, because I've thought about it, I don't actually have, when I thought that I might need it, I don't actually have like an actual work history. I've never had, technically, a real job. Commercially, I did fantastic. I did really well.
Well, commercials are naturally a little bit bigger.
They're bigger, it's big smile, you know, happy.
Also, do you think coming from doing so much music and doing like music videos and being on tour and stuff, do you think it's an easier, because film is so like intimate and sometimes smaller in performance, so with music and stage performance, it's as big as possible. You're playing to the back of the room, right? So do you think it was an easier it was an easier transition going from that into commercial into
No, it's
film?
just it was what I got booked for first, because that's just.
We have a great look, but I'm curious if like
I was getting booked on headshots and music video reels as opposed to having acting reels, because I didn't really do that. But like, no, I always completely separated them. Acting is we can be really intense, and it's not hard to be small when it's a believable situation. So what I get hired for a lot, and what I'm known for a lot, and basically how I make my living is through platforms that are very popular that a lot of people watch, but it's very unbelievable scripts. Like, no one would ever talk like that. That's not a conversation someone would ever have.
you're saying on the
like a lot of the vertical stuff that I've been doing, and like the soap opera-y type of things.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I get hired for mainly, and that's why I'm bigger. But if you put me in a real film where it's like, no, it's just, let's have a moment between you and this other human, it's very easy to be that. Now, mind you, I still have certain big characteristics when I feel like it, when that's the emotion that the character is feeling, which is what I'm feeling. You know? And so it's gonna come out and it's gonna be a little bit bigger. So if you want a mousy character, they don't hire me. They won't hire me, because I'm not gonna give that's not me. I have a big mouth, I have a big nose, I have big eyes, I have big expressions, I have big eyebrows. Everything about me is kind of big. It just is what it is. I can diet down and I can make it human. But if you want small and kind of like if you want something, if you don't want this, then you don't want this. You know what I mean? You know what you're hiring. So, okay, cool. If that's the lane, then it is what it is.
I think you're selling yourself a little bit short. Or I don't think you are. Maybe the better way to say it is, I think what's very I think what's very admirable and really cool about you, that I actually take a lot of inspiration from, because I haven't always been very good at this, it's very difficult, is you are very malleable as an actor. You are able to be very present in the performance and with the material that you're given, but you're also at the same exact time, it's like two parts of your brain working at the same time. You're able to look at the situation around you. You understand the content. You understand the theme and the tone of what it is that you're doing, and you adjust accordingly. And what's great about you talk about your big features and whatever, and that's one way to put it, I guess. You have a big, beautiful smile, and you have striking eyes. I know it's uncomfortable for me to compliment you, but just sit there and let it happen. You do. You have a wonderful, inviting smile and eyes. And what's great about you is you're so beautiful, but you're able to, at the same time, not be afraid to make a fool of yourself, which is what all of our friends do. You're able to look at whatever the material is and like I said, adjust accordingly, which I think is the mark of a very talented actor. You find the honesty even in the most absurdity, which is in fact our job. So yeah, you can, on one hand, it can be what it is, but at the same time, I think flowers where flowers are due. You do the job well, and at the end of the day, the thing we strive for is to be able to make what we love, the thing that inspires us, our art form or whatever, make it into the thing that pays our bills. You can only do that if you're able to navigate the job side of it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've struggled with that in my career. You have excelled in it. You know,
Well,
so it's all how you look at it, I suppose. But
literally, exactly.
Take pride in all
you
of
said.
it.
I wanted to make this make acting my full-time job.
You did.
Right?
you did. That's what you do. You
Yeah,
have done it.
but I'll be honest. I don't have a college education. I know you don't either. But
Okay, nobody was asking what my education was. You didn't have to bring it up.
we brought it up last episode.
Well, I don't know why we're bringing it up again. Why are you bringing up old shit?
So
That was last episode.
I don't have a college education. Which is fine, but I don't actually have. Because I've thought about it. I don't actually have, when I thought that I might need it, I don't actually have like an actual work history. So I went straight from high school during high school into music. So
Right.
I had a record deal and I was doing that, right? Now, mind you, was I working and like operating things, and I owned a studio and I was doing all sorts of different stuff, but that doesn't really count on paper, right? So I've never had technically a real job. And then I had a big falling out with my label and label reps and management and stuff, and I decided to completely flip, and that's when I it literally was like, okay, I'll start acting, I'll do commercial work. I gotta figure out a way to make this work while I'm trying to kind of pivot. I was trying to secure like a different situation with a different label, and honestly, acting just took over my life. I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was thinking that.
What do you mean it took over your life? Did it take over your life because you were like, oh, this is something I've been looking for? Did it take over your life and it was just required a lot of your time?
No, it was literally like the universe was like, well, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Uh-huh.
So every door just started opening. And I felt bad about it because I didn't feel like I deserved it. I didn't put in the work that actors do. Now, mind you, did I put in other work in another side of the industry? Abso-friggin-lutely.
I would argue that you did. Here's the thing. What we do in our real life is echoed in our art, and vice versa, right? So I think the misconception is that if you don't have some kind of formal training or informal training, just training in general, then you are not either as qualified or deserving, or however you want to phrase it. When it comes to all art forms, not to get all fucking granola on you, but if we're gonna have the conversation, when it comes to all art forms, art is supposed to be representative of life. It's supposed to take me as the artist. I have my own singular view of the world. I'm the only me that has ever existed in the history of ever, from the dinosaurs to the Romans to the Civil War to now. I'm the only me that has ever lived. I'm the only me with my experiences. I'm the only me with every single second, every single fragment of every moment of every second of my life. I'm the only me, and all of those things have formulated my opinion and my view. They have sculpted what my view is of the world, right? And because of that, if I'm able to channel my view of the world in a way that can be projected in some art form, whether it be music or, in my case, film and storytelling in that way, or for some people painting, some people cooking, whatever the case may be, I'm the only me that can ever fucking do that, right? Mm-hmm. So, point of that being, with you can say, look, I feel like I didn't do this, that, or the other, but again, you're selling yourself fucking short, because here's the deal, man. You were brave enough at the beginning, from the get-go, you're brave enough to say, no, I want something outside of the typical status quo, what my life has dictated, my life and my address and my family has dictated. I want more. I have a voice. I have things I want to put out in the world. And at first, you channeled that through music. And then you took those same experiences, the highs and the lows, okay, have all influenced your view on the world, which has sculpted your art. The thing that makes you an artist is that you're brave enough to, again, project that view in the world. And whether it comes out in painting, in performance on film, music, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? You were having the experiences, you were growing as a human, and then you're brave enough to show up earnestly in whatever art form it is that you're doing. So you did have training. Just because someone didn't stand in front of a room and tell you this is how it's done does not mean that you didn't get the training.